Hi, on this video, I'll try to answer the question, is the Canon EOS M50 still worth buying this late 2020? Let's go! This is the Canon EOS M50. Una sa lahat, hindi ko mapapakita sa inyo yung camera simply because I'm using it as my talking head camera setup. So probably by now, marami na kayo napanood na videos and reviews tungkol dito sa Canon EOS M50. I guess some of you knows what this is. Pero para sa mga hindi pa nakakalam, let me explain to you what the Canon EOS M50 is. The Canon EOS M50 is a mirrorless camera from Canon that was released in the year 2018. So medyo matagal na to. But in my opinion, the Canon EOS M50 is still one of the best budget mirrorless camera right now. Well, budget is subjective, but it still depends sa person na bumibili nito. Pero take my word for it, that this is already a budget mirrorless camera, and you'll get your money's worth pag binili nyo to. Plus, Canon Asia markets the EOS M50 as its budget mirrorless camera. First and foremost, ano nga ba itong mirrorless camera na ito? It's a camera without any reflex mirrors on it, unlike a DSLR. This is why malayong mas maliit ang body ng isang mirrorless camera compared sa DSLR. Mirrorless cameras before was called EVIL, which stands for Electronic Viewfinder Interchangeable Lens. EVIL. We can simply put na wala siyang mirrors, kaya meron siyang electronic viewfinder, and kaya siya tinawag na mirrorless. The Canon EOS M50 is a mirrorless camera from Canon, which has its new Digic 8 processor, which you can also find from the Canon EOS R and the Canon EOS RP. It weighs for only 390 grams, body only. There's also a grip texture that covers 50 to 60% of the body, which makes it ergonomically better and look a lot sleeker, in my opinion. The Canon EOS M50 comes with two colors, white and black. What we have here is the black version, which in my opinion is the better option. It has the 24.1 megapixel APS-C sized CMOS sensor. It also comes with Canon's famous dual pixel autofocus. And Canon also debuted this along with their CR3, or Canon's compressed camera raw format, which promises to bring full-size image on a smaller file size for faster processes of image alongside the Digic 8 processor. Ano nga ba itong Digic 8 na ito? And how does it compare sa Digic 7? A simple explanation is that it essentially brings more power to handle larger file sizes at high speed and high accuracy. The Canon EOS M50 also has 143 autofocus points across the whole crop sensor that covers almost 88% horizontally and 100% vertically. This camera can shoot bursts at 10 frames per second and 7.4 frames using servo autofocus, where the camera continuously focuses on the subject kahit gumagalaw pa ito. The Canon EOS M50 video capabilities can shoot 4K at 24 frames per second, which has its drawbacks that we will talk about later. It can also shoot 1080p 60 frames per second, and it can shoot a whopping 120 frames per second, but only at 720p. So by specs alone, this is a very solid camera and a very capable shooter, whether you use it for videos or kahit pang photos pa siya. And it has a 24.1 megapixel, which means you can blow up your prints kahit 80 pa siya without losing or sacrificing the quality. Here are the sample shots I took from the Canon EOS M50. And here are the sample videos I took. Here are the things I like about the Canon EOS M50. First is the dual pixel autofocus. Sobrang fan ako ng dual pixel autofocus system ni Canon dahil sobrang bilis niya and quite accurate ang focus niya. Second is the burst shot. Yung nasa 10 frames per second or even yung 7.4 frames per second na burst shot niya is napakabilis na para sa akin. I don't use it for sports pero for weddings and street photography it is a very capable shooter. Third is the flip out LCD screen. Napaka-reliable and useful nitong flip out LCD screen. Not just for vlogging but for difficult and different positions na pag-take ng shots mo, you can still see it whether up high or down low. Makikita mo pa rin. So kudos to the flip out LCD screen ng Canon EOS M50. Pang-apat na nagustuhan ko sa kanya ay ang video frame rate niya, which is 1080p at 60 frames per second. Kaya sa mga katulad ko din na mahilig mag slow-mo videos, this is a good camera. And bonus na rin ang 120 frames per second at 720p. Lastly, it is weight. Coming in at 390 grams, magaan siya kahit maglagay ka pa ng medyo mabigat na lente, you won't notice the difference right away. And the longer you use this on a photo gig, your back and arms will definitely thank you because of it being lightweight. While here is the things that I don't like sa Canon EOS M50, nasa tingin ko baka hindi nyo rin nagustuhan. Number 1, yung grip. Masyadong mababaw. Personally, I think mas maganda sana kung nililiman pa nila yung grip para mas madaling hawakan ito. Kesa sa galito na mahirap hawakan lalo na for people that have bigger hands. Second is wala siyang audio mic out for monitoring your audio. Kaya kung gagamitin mo to for professional or commercial shoot, you have to take that into consideration. Third is yung electronic viewfinder niya. Para sa akin, hindi ganun kaganda at saka medyo ma-contrast kaya I rarely use it. Fourth is need mo ng EF to M mount adapter katulad nitong Viltrox adapter. Sana kung RF mount na lang siya and pare-pareho na sana sila ng EOS R, RP, R6 at R5. Well, wala pa naman sila nung nirelease ito para pag mag-upgrade ka in the future into Canon's mirrorless full frame cameras, isa na lang kailangan mong bilhin na adapter. Fifth is yung 4K video niya. So for people who wants 4K that has a reliable autofocus, hindi ito yung para sa inyo. Though it's 4K but it's cropped and contrast based yung autofocus niya, hindi yung dual pixel autofocus niya. So technically speaking, it's a lot slower. Crop sensor na nga lang siya, mabibigyan pa ng crop pag nag 4K ka. So is the Canon EOS M50 still worth buying this late 2020? My answer is hell yes. Pero depende pa rin sa use case mo. Una, alamin mo kung saang classification ba ang use case mo sa Canon EOS M50. You got to ask the question, are you going to use it professionally or are you just like me na hobbyist lang? Well, for the hobbyist na katulad ko na for YouTube, vlogging, talking head camera setup, small projects, small photo shoots, interviews, o pang-improve lang ng shots mo sa social media and or for your own satisfaction lang, this is a very capable camera. And I highly recommend it because sa dual pixel autofocus, flip out LCD screen, fast burst, high video frame rates, and awesome picture quality and color reproduction. Pero kung for professional use, na tipong you're dealing with big time clients and you're getting paid big time, this might not be the best camera for you. Kaya kung may extra budget man kayo and that's for professional shoot, I highly suggest getting the EOS R, the RP, the R6, or the 5D, or the Canon 6D Mark II, or even Sony's full-frame mirrorless cameras. Pero don't get me wrong, I've seen professional photographers and videographers use this sa professional projects nila. I've seen pros use the Canon EOS M50 as their main camera, o kadalasan ginagamit si EOS M50 as their B-cam or backup camera. But at the end of the day, it's still up to you. You can get this for under 30,000 pesos. Paano naman kaming aspiring professionals na meron ng Canon EOS M50? Kailangan pa ba namin mag-upgrade? I suggest no. I suggest saving the money. Instead of getting a new body, get a professional lens. The Canon EOS M50 is still a very capable camera. I hope this video helped you guys, and if it did, consider helping me as well by leaving a like and hitting the subscribe button down below. This is Cyril, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.